I can hear her heartbeat for 1,000 miles.
Hey guys, it's me Jordan. I wanted to share with y'all my November design team project over at minialbumscraps.ning.com. It is a vintage sewing machine album, and I want to give a shout out to Gina and Lisa. Lisa is the owner of Mini Album Scraps, and Gina does the laser cuts on the site. And they let the design team pick whatever album they wanted to do this month, and we got the shape set and everything. And I just wanted to give a shout out and say thank you for allowing me to do my mini album. Every time I've come close to ordering it or something just switches and I get something else or do something else. And so here it is. This is the Mayer Road. Oh, hold on. This is the paper. I used the Graphic 45 Leroy Mantique collection, and this is my first time to ever use the paper stack, and I'm so sad, but I used all but one sheet. And I guess if I used a 12 by 12 it would have been more, but I got a lot of the design better because it's came pretty close to, it's basically the size of the paper, and then I had leftovers for the embellishments and such. But this is my favorite sheet out of the whole pack, and I just had to save this one sheet, so I tried really hard. I thought I was going to have to use it in the end, but I didn't. And the shape set, what I had left over, you'll see it in the mini album, but what I had left over was the thread holders and the hangers. I didn't use any of the hangers in the whole album. And I used some scissors, as you can see on the cover, and then I used the small machine, the big one, which is the album, and then this is the only one I had left over. And the album, the side has on the side, you can't see it, it's covered in lace, but there's this little part right here on the side. I don't know if I'm getting this in shot, and it has a thing that comes out that holds thread, and like the spool, and I had to cut it off. I papered it and everything, and it was all working out and all great, but I had to cut it off on the whole thing because the only way I could bind this album was with a ring. That's the only way I could think of it, and I used my big bite to cut the holes, to chomp the holes, and the only way I could think to bind it was with rings because it has this little curve. Maybe you can see on this side. It has the curve, and I didn't want to bind it from the bottom or the top or anything because then I knew I'd have to cut this off. But I didn't even think about the side. So I had to cut that off so I could, because it won't open, it would bend and everything, and they would have all broken off eventually over time. So the charm, this is my first charm to ever put on a mini album. I have done swaps, but I've never added one to a mini album, and I really like how this one came out. It took about 2 hours because I'm new to making them, but I had a really fun time doing it. And it's a copper, let me see if I can pull it up. It's a copper, they're all falling back, hold on. It's a copper chain with copper head pins, and it has the little baubles and everything, and the pearls and the gold seed beads, and then the little charms. And I really like how the charm came out itself. It was really fun to make, and my mom told me she finds making charms very soothing. She really likes doing that. And then I added some lace, vintage lace, and I really like, it stands up even though the charm's longer, but I really like the chunkiness of the album. I don't mind chunky albums. I think they're fun. But I know some people don't care for them, but I don't mind them. But if I was ever to do a swap or anything with a mini album, I would go to what my partner needed and, you know, whatever binding techniques. But I had a really fun time. And so the flowers are Mayer Road. Throughout that album, it's just Mayer Road. And I had some string pearls and a little vine from where I did take it off the flower, and I curled it up. And the distress ink I used on the whole album was Scattered Straw Distress Ink by Tim Holtz. It is I prefer vintage photo, but I'm out, and where I'm at you can't buy re-inkers, so I'll have to buy a new pad for that. But as you can see, it looks like plain chipboard, and my mom was like, "Why did you color that?" But it is colored. The regular chipboard is lighter than this, and it really went well with the album, so I didn't mind it. And so I had the Little May Road, and I think that's it on this page. And then on this page, I didn't do anything because of the window. If I was going to add a photo or anything, or acetate, I didn't want to fill it up and then not know what I was going to do until I had the picture. So I didn't do that. On this page, I have a little spool and Udi on this little figure a little bit, and a little frame. It's actually a charm from my charm kit that I made from Walmart. It was $4 for all the chains and everything, so I just had the beads and everything, but it's actually a little charm, but I'm going to make it into a frame later. And then I have the little pin to hold it together, and then a bodice. I took the stand off of it because I just wanted the plain bodice. And then on this one, it has Udi on the bodice, and it actually has the stand. It's actually a mannequin, and I have the little gold beads from the charm that says well groomed, and the flowers inked up with scattered straw, and some more of the pictures and stuff from the collection of paper, and a little flower, and more beads and everything. And then I have just another pen to give it some decoration, and this all has just StazOn ink. And then this is my first time to ever use glossy accents. And throughout the album, I didn't use hot glue because I didn't want, if I sent it in the mail or anything, whatever I do with it, I wanted it to stay and everything. So I used tacky glue and glossy accents for the whole album. But I've used glossy accents before, but not like to glam up pictures or anything. And I really like how it turned out. I glammed up the string pearls and the flowers and added some more scattered straw. Then on this page it has a pocket, and it has the picture things for the picture. Oh, I did use a hanger. And it has a little tag. And this is a My Mind's Eye paper from the pad. I think it's the Damask pad. And then I have a little small sewing machine. And I had to cut off the top. And I just papered it up and inked it up and sanded it and everything. And this one has a little stem, a little flower, and the figures and everything from the album and from the paper, and some more string pearls and another May Road flower. Oh, and this is my mom's favorite thing in the album. She said it's a stick pin with another little charm, just to tie in the charm on the outside with this. And then on this page, I haven't really done much with this. I was really losing inspiration at this point, but it is a stick pin and a flower and a little figure, a little girl from the album, from the paper and the rose paper. And then on this one, I started to gain inspiration back, and it was the lady and the butterflies are already on there, but I cut out some more of them from the opposite side of the paper and just made them 3D, and added another flower and some more flowers around it, but I didn't ink those up. And this page is some more scissors, another pair of scissors, and I had the little flowers and inked up with scattered straw and another flower. And then this is a pocket, and it doesn't have anything in it, but it's a tight pocket, so I'm just going to have some journaling or a picture in there. And it has another bodice that has the stem cut off, and has the string pearls and an image and string pearls, and then on the back it just has the paper. So I hope you like it. It was very fun, and it took me about a month because this album was so hard. I could not think of how to decorate it and embellish, and basically the most I did to it for about 2 weeks was just the papering, because I could not think of anything to do with it. And yesterday I sat down and just started coming up with ideas and drawing it and writing it, and because I do better when I write it, not sketching it, but writing it out, because my mind starts to flow and everything. But it was a really fun album, and I really like how it turned out after I got through the slump. It was actually a very fun album to do. So I hope you like it, and I'll be back for more videos soon. Bye.
I can hear her heartbeat for 1,000 miles, and the heavens open up every time she smiles. And when I come to her, that's just where I belong. Yet I'm running to her like a river song. She gives me love, 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 crazy love. She gives me love, 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 crazy love. She's got a fine sense of humor when I'm feeling low down, and when I come to her when the sun goes down. She takes away my trouble, takes away my grief, takes away all of my heartache in the night like a thief. She give me love, 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 crazy love. She give me love, 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 crazy love. Crazy love. She gives me love, 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 crazy love. Yes, I need her in the daytime. Oh, but I need her in the night. Yes, I wanna